how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. We are continuing on with my color series where I chat about my favorite products in a specific color category. So far, we've done quite a lot in this series. I've done black and gray, we've done red, orange, peach and coral, and yellow, and now we're on green. And I'm so looking forward to this one. I had so many favorite greens. Honestly, I had an overwhelming amount of palettes at first. I think I had like 50 something palettes, and I was like, absolutely not. I can't call every green shadow in my collection my favorite. So I did narrow it down to my absolute top favorites. I still have a zillion greens to talk about, but I have so many fun green things that I'm really excited to share them with you. I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the series. As always, let me know if you still want me to keep doing them. I'll probably do a separate video for like teal and turquoise and then move into blue because, you know, there's those colors where it's like, it's kind of green, but it's kind of blue, but it's not really either. So similar to the peach and coral video where it wasn't quite pink, wasn't quite orange, I'm gonna do a separate video for teal and turquoise, and I still have like pink and purple to attack, and I'm super excited, so we're gonna get into it. Before we do, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram, TikTok, and probably YouTube Shorts. If not, it's coming very soon. And as far as my accessories today go, these plugs are Love Kills Boutique, and this choker is just a basic choker I've had for a million years. So without further ado, let's hop in and chat about my green makeup favorites. So I don't have any green blush. I don't even know if I would really wear a green blush, but I do have green highlighter, so we're gonna start there. I actually have quite a good amount. I have 3 that exist in like palettes or duos, and I have 3 singles. We can do the singles first. First is the one that I'm wearing today. It's Moonwalk from Odin's Eye. It's just so pretty. I love that soft green shift. I just realized I actually have another highlighter. I need to go grab it. I almost forgot about it. Just a really pretty glowy green shift. It's so cute. I also have Dendra from Game Beauty. Again, it just has a really pretty soft green glow. This one's a little mintier in comparison. The Odin's Eye one is a little bit more of a yellow green. Lazer Glaser. This is still like one of my favorite green highlighters in the entire world. And unfortunately, it's been discontinued for quite a long time, but it's still my favorite. It looks terrifying in the pan, but it works really nicely even though I'm a ghost. It's like this beautiful bronzy, glowy, swampy green. It is magical. My best friend Sam, anytime she comes over to play with my makeup, she grabs this more often than not. She's obsessed with it just like I am. Can't believe I almost forgot one. I hate when I realize I forgot one when I'm like editing. But this is from REM Beauty. It's called Mama Earth. I got this as a gift and it's so cute. I actually don't know if I've worn this on camera yet, but I've worn it on my own time a couple times. And it's just the prettiest soft mint. Look at that. Oh, it's adorable. I love it. It's so pretty and just shiny and lovely. It's like a really good glow without being glittery if you're not into a glittery highlight, which I am, but I can also appreciate something like this where it's just bright and colorful. Moving on in the Limelight Mikayla Pot 2 Highlight Trio. I guess there's kind of 2 in here. We have Blindin' and Are You Kidding Me? One's more of like a softer minty green and the other one's also kind of like a bronzy green. But again, it's different than Lazer Glaser because I feel like Lazer Glaser has more of that like bright green going through it, whereas this one's a little more subtle. It's not like as green, it's a little more on the bronzy side, but I figured I'd include it anyway. In the Limelight Scooby Doo Highlighter Duo, the one on the bottom is so cute. It's kind of like a minty green as well, but it's so super glittery, so pretty. It's hard to like capture all the different greens at one time because they're all so shifty. And finally, in the Blend Bunny Noctilucent Highlight Palette, the shade Transient down here is also kind of like a minty green situation. It's right there. It's so super pretty. I love all these greens. I like that they're all such different tones too, such different vibes. My top favorites though are Kaleidos, Lazer Glaser, and probably Moonwalk from Odin's Eye, and the Blend Bunny one is probably my 3rd place favorite. Okay, moving into eyeshadow now. Like I said, I had 5 million at first. I narrowed it down to 30 palettes. Just still an overwhelming amount, but I love green eyeshadow. I love bright green like I'm wearing today. I love swampy, grungy olive greens. I just love green eyeshadow. I think it's so fun. I think it is so beautiful. If you're someone that's scared of green, I would recommend delving into the world of olives and grungy greens like that because it's a little bit like safer and you can kind of incorporate it in neutrals. You could also do a little pop of green in the inner corner. That would be so cute. But my advice is just don't be scared of green and please put it on your eyeballs. We're just gonna start with what I use to help create the look I'm wearing today. The Odin's Eye Hela palette. in collaboration with Angelica. This is so cute. I used a lot of the greens for this look. I did use a different shadow for the center of my lid, but I used the greens in here. So we're just gonna swatch like this whole row basically. It's such a good row of greens. Look how pretty. I love all these different tones and how they play together. It's so cute. Sticking with Odin's Eye, I've always had a soft spot for the Erd palette. There's just really cute greens in here. We have like this mint, this olive, and this really dark forest green. So cute. They're right here next to it. The mint kind of blends into my skin tone, but it's definitely there, I promise you. The Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story palette. I'm so excited about this one. I do have special bias with this one because she was part of our three-way collab with Odin's Eye, and this was her palette, and I love it so much. Again, there's just so many pretty greens. We have this one, that one, and that one. Look how pretty they are. Oh, they're just so swampy and yummy and delicious. And like, if greens could be neutrals, it would be these tones. They're so pretty. Last one from Odin's Eye, their new Stone and Rock palette. I'm obsessed with. I think it's so pretty. And there's really, really good greens in here, specifically like up here. I would have normally included that in my yellow video because it's a little more chartreusey, but it's one of those colors that could kind of go either way. So I'll include it in this one because I didn't include it in that because I did not have it at the time. We'll talk about these four. The one on the bottom, I'm not gonna swatch because it has like the strongest blue shift, so I'd rather talk about that later. Look how cute. I love them. They're beautiful. Moving on into Blend Bunny, the little Trove multi-chrome quad. The shade Cove right here is so pretty. And like, it is hard to pick where I want a certain multi-chrome to go. This one definitely has a green blue kind of shift to it, but I feel like green is the more prominent color of this one, so I wanted to include it here. The Lure palette is so good. These three greens right here are amazing. They're so cute. And the Surge palette. The Surge just has such a good green row. I'm gonna swatch specifically this one and the Neon. Blend Bunny has great greens, and I'm pretty sure like every palette except maybe the Dollhouse palette, but these specific palettes, the Surge and the Lure, they're just such good greens, so I had to include those as my favorites. In the Fantasy Cosmetica Druid palette, there's one specific shimmer right here in the middle that steals my breath away. Look how gorgeous. I am obsessed. It's right here on the top. It's so shiny and magical. From ColourPop, there's some really good greens in the Child palette. These four right here. Cute. Again, like those almost like neutrally dingy, dusty greens. I love them. Also in the Limelight palette, this one got hit or miss reviews, but I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really, really cute. Specifically, I'm gonna swatch those right here. I just love seeing the bright next to the dingy. It makes me super happy. I feel like I'm not intentionally doing that, but I feel like I'm swatching them like the dingy side and then the bright side. From Unearthly Cosmetics in the Don't Be Jelly palette, we have the shade Brine that I really like. Seafoam's also a really cute mint. I'll swatch that one as well. I just got this one recently, so this one I'm still playing around with, but I've been really impressed with these like minty greens so far. Also in the Dead of Night palette, I love these two on the bottom. I'm gonna run out of room so fast. I can feel it now. Those are the worst swatches in the world, but they're on like the side of my hand over here. Trying to be conservative with my space before I run out of it. In the Salem Cosmetics Forest Heart collab with Smink on Instagram, these four are gorgeous. I just love that these are all such completely different tones. We have like the grungy vibes mixed with the brightness, and I love it so much. They're right there at the bottom. In the Lethal Cosmetics Evergreen palette, there's a really, really bright green up here. I think that was the same green that was in the One Up palette, and I'm pretty sure this is also available as a single. Look how pretty. It's so bright and fun. I love the tone of it too. I like that it's bright without being as like yellowy as some of the other brights. It's a good shade. The Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette, one of my favorite palettes of all time. It's like the ultimate grungy palette. But these three greens, they're everything to me. I've loved this palette for so long. It's one of the oldest palettes in my collection. Right there on the side of my wrist there. From Ace Beauté in the Envy palette, there are some really, really pretty greens in here. Like, look at that. Specifically, I want to swatch this one, and this one. Ooh, look how pretty. I love this kind of like bright, like evergreen shade. It's so nice. From Nomad Cosmetics in the Cloud Forest palette, there are some stunning, stunning greens. Oh, I don't even know. I'm gonna swatch this duochrome, this dark one, let's say this bright one, and this bright one. They're all here on like the corner of my arm. So good. In the unfortunately discontinued Kaleidos Sci Fi Green Palette, this is just such a good grungy green dream. I'm gonna swatch the two matte greens specifically. Again, horrible swatches, but there they are for you. From Shroud Cosmetics in the Moonfall palette, we have the shades Artifact and Moon Moss. That rich yumminess, I simply can't. In my collab with Shroud, the Halloween palette, I put some yummy, yummy greens in here. We have It's Showtime and Wicked. Honestly, also ghoulish, because I made this shade specifically to be like a minty, highlighty shade, so we'll include that one too. Oh yeah, right there. So pretty. I love Wicked because it's such a blackened green. So pretty. The Beauty Bay Earthy palette. This is a really good just green dream. Obviously, I'm not going to swatch every shade. I'll just swatch a couple like standout-y shades. We'll do these. Look how rich and gorgeous those are. I'm running out of space so fast on my arm. In the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay, that's unfortunately discontinued. Honestly, the Earthy might be as well. But I'm gonna swatch this one. We'll swatch the dark one too, and we'll swatch that shimmer. Wasn't really a good spot. I'll do better next time, but that's them over there. From Give Me Glow, the Juicy Olive is again just a really good like ultimate grungy green dream. I'll do the really dark one. We could do this one and then maybe the two shimmers right there on the corner of my wrist. In the Pastel Dreams palette from Give Me Glow, if you want some minty greens, these ones are so super cute. Right there, they're so cute. And I couldn't talk about favorite greens without talking about the Give Me Glow Christmas Morning. They're just so good. We have Gifts Galore, which is such a magical glassy shade. And then Under the Tree. And right there, they're so pretty. Believe it or not, we're getting close to being done with the green eyeshadow palettes. In the Spooked palette between Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny, Apple Bob is so cute. That one's right there. I'm so covered in green right now. I love all these different tones too. I like that it's grungy, minty, bright. So good. In the Wicked Widow Beauty Edward Scissorhands palette, or I guess it's called the Scissorhands too. These two on the bottom are so good. Right here, they're so pretty. In the Geology Cosmetics Wheat Belt palette, the three greens that are on the side here are stunning. I'm running out of so much space, but they're these three right here. It's kind of a mixture of grungy and bright. In the Urban Myth palette from Black Moon Cosmetics, we have Boogeyman and Crop Circles right there. So good. And my final palette is the Muse palette from Cosmic Brushes. We're gonna do this one, and that one's a little too teal for me, so we'll just stop at those. Here and here. I'm gonna wipe all of these off now, and then we'll get into singles because I'm simply out of space to add more eyeshadows, and I have quite a few singles to talk about. First is Turtle Club from Menagerie. Probably could have included that in the turquoisey, tealy video, but it's minty enough. This one's Mood Ring from Terra Moons. Really good kind of green, blue, multi-chrome shift. Again, it's hard to place a multi-chrome in a specific color sometimes, but this one I feel like the green is the most prominent. Also Radiation from Terra Moons. Super bright, shiny, like fluorescent green. It's so pretty. This is Eye of Newt from Cleona. I love this soft, springy green duochrome. It's so cute. Same with this duochrome from Cleona. This is Morgana. Love, it's so shiny. This is Dragon's Blood from Give Me Glow. This one is just like so extreme and amazing. It's just so good. It's actually really similar to Fortune Teller from Terra Moons. I feel like the shade of green is slightly different, but they are very, very similar. I have a couple from Odin's Eye, first being Justin. Just a nice little light springy green. This one is John, a little more of a like grassy green. And this one is Noah, a little bit more of that foresty pine kind of green. And last, I have a couple from the Pastel Roses. This first one is Cockapoo. It's actually what's the center of my lid today. It's just the most beautiful, bright green with like a strong gold flash going through it. It's such a cool shade. This one is Lime Twist. Right there, very bright, almost a little more yellowy in comparison. They're kind of similar to each other, but almost with like opposite flips. But look at all these pretty greens. I love them. Oh wait, we're still on a couple singles. These ones just don't fit in a palette. This Super Shock shadow called Moonwalk from ColourPop. I've loved this one for such a long time. It's such a cool, like greeny, goldy, yellowy, grungy situation. Also this liquid shadow, one of the liquid multi-chromes from ColourPop. This one's Earth. This one, it's like, it's not straight up green, but it is like, there's a strong green, but there's also a strong brown. But I thought I could include it in this video because I really enjoy this color. I think it's cool. Moving on to eyeliner now. I have some water activated, a couple liquid pens, and some pencils. So all of the water activated are from Gainesville. I'm not gonna swatch them just because they look exactly like they look in the pan. You just mix a little bit of water, activate it, and then you can go to town. But this one is Magic Forest. It's kind of like a green pink. And Enchanted is, oh, it's a little tealy, isn't it? It's a little tealy, but you know, it's fine. This isn't that serious. It's just makeup, but it's kind of like a greenish, bluish, goldish kind of vibe. These neon-y ones, Miami Beach and Spandex, look how bright and fun they are. And these ones are like pastel neon. We have Cool Mint and Key Lime. They're just so pretty. This one looks so blue next to Key Lime, but by itself, it just looks like a true mint, but next to it, they look like blue and green. I have this Urban Decay Inks liquid liner pen in the shade Freak. It's just a really pretty, bright green. It's so lovely. I love this formula. It's so glidey. Also, this one, Oracle from the Game Beauty Persona 5 collab. It's a little bit more of a grassy green. It's so pretty. I have some pencils as well. Two are from Odin's Eye. We have this bright one, which is actually in my waterline. This is Avocado, and we also have green tea. I really like this formula. It's very smooth and glidey and really, really lovely to work with. I like that we have kind of a brighter green and one that's a little bit more of a yellowy green. I also have Black Flame from the original ColourPop Hocus Pocus collab. It's one of my favorite eye pencils. I use this all the time. I love that dingy, grungy metallic. And then one of the multi-chrome eyeliner pencils. This one's from Kaleidos. This is in the shade Limelight. It has a very like blue-green situation, but again, I feel like green is the most prominent color, so I consider this more of a green than anything. And moving on to lips, I only have 3. I don't wear like green lips very often, but when I do, it's gonna be a very grungy olive green, or it's gonna be like what I'm wearing today, which is a gloss with little green sparkles in it. It's called Moss from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's really, really cute. It's definitely green. It has that little minty situation with the little flecks in it. It's very, very pretty. We have Gator from Menagerie, which I'm not sure if this shade still exists anymore. I mean, I can't even guarantee everything I talked about today will be available, but I'll link everything that I can. But it's just a really lovely, dingy, grungy green. And finally, last but not least, one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. It's Hazel from Black Moon, one of my favorites. It's so dirty and used. I really should get new ones at some point, but you know, it still works. It still works great. I just live for that dingy olive. It's so pretty. And yeah, I'm very tired of saying the word green now. I hope you enjoyed this video. The spectrum of green that I enjoy is every green, basically. I don't think there's a single green that I don't like. I love everything from mints to dark forests to olives to chartreusey tones. I love it all. If you feel like I skipped some of like the chartreusey shades, it's probably because I included them in my yellow video. I didn't have enough chartreuses to make their own video, so I just kind of threw them in the yellow video. So if you think I missed any, it's in that video. But also, again, as always, this wasn't me showing every green that I own in my entire collection. This was just to highlight my favorites and to get me excited about makeup, and hopefully get you excited about makeup and want to pull out some things you might already own. Do you love green makeup? I would love to hear it down below. Do you love any of the things I talked about today? What are your favorite greens of all time? I would love to know. If you made it to the end of this video, of course, leave some green emojis. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the Baddie Bean fam. I am Baddie Bean on everything: Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days here as well. Also, feel free to join my channel membership. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get a cute little bat badge next to your name. You'll get cute little spooky emojis, and you'll get a members only Get Ready with me once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Get my makeup wipe ready to go. I'm gonna be covered in green by the end of this video. I look like such a swamp monster. I'm just like, have this hue of green now.